And we're back, and joining us now is Tammy Bennett, manager at Springwood Luxury Adult Living. Did I get that right?
You did.
Welcome to Retirepreneur, Tammy.
Thank you for having me. I'm flattered you picked me, Donna, for your last show.
Tammy, you have such a wealth of knowledge on this transition that we're still moving through. So I thought it would be great if I could just pick up where we left off and that, start to talk a little bit about this Springwood journey. But before I do, I'm curious how someone, commercial art, graphic design, that's your degree, and how do you wind up, kind of managing adult communities?
Well, I owe that all to my grandmother. I worked in graphics for like 16 years, and my grandmother became ill. I went and helped take care of her, and I'm a people person, so while she was recovering, she said to me, "You have an old soul, and you need to focus on being around people," because the business I was in, and I loved it, but it was deadlines, and you did everything, fast paced, and there were only 5 of us on a Mac computer. So I really.
So you're doing marketing stuff.
Yes.
In the business world.
Yeah.
And
so I thought, you know what? I'm going to go out there and I'm going to look for nonprofit, because I know that that's where my heart is into. So I did look at the Alzheimer's Association in, out there in Youngstown, and then I came to a place called Sumner on Merriman, and I knew when I walked in that building, I knew that's where I was going to be. I didn't know what I was going to do because of my background, but I did. I got a job there. I fell in love with the people, and I was there for 18 years.
And so what kinds of things were you doing there? Was it like activities
Oh,
for residents?
I was an activities director, but I also did admissions. I also worked really close with, at the beginning, I obviously did all their nonprofit database and their annual reports and all graphics, and then it changed over to profit. But I had made such ties with a lot of these residents, I wanted to hang there. And I became very, I want to say, it was like a spiritual journey. It was a journey, and they gave me an opportunity to be an activities director, which I really didn't think I had the qualifications, but I did. And later down the road, I had another company look at me. They really didn't have a title for the position, and it was at Springwood. And I thought to myself, this is totally different. I'm going to be like the manager. I'm going to be like the, we kind of joked about it, like a Love Boat kind of person. I'm going to be, managing all these other people.
The cruise director.
Yeah, exactly. But I fell right into it. And I looked at it and I said, you know what? God wants me to be here. And honestly, these people are my friends.
In the wisdom of elders, how cool that your grandmother could see and help you see this potential transition that was pretty extensive. It was a pretty big leap.
Yeah, it was like a leap of faith. And I'm really close to my parents, but my grandmother was my best friend. And to this day, I talk to her all the time, and I thank her for leading me on this path. And I feel like you said, the people that are at Springwood, I have them all different kind of ages, and it's rewarding to me, and I will do everything to keep those people happy.
So let's talk, well, first of all, our paths crossed initially through the Hudson Chamber of Commerce. We were both at a networking event pre-COVID, and so there weren't masks, and we had a great chat, and you were just, I think, coming into your role. Things were just opening up.
Yes.
I was fascinated, and then I think soon after COVID, it was an element later. But talk to me a little bit about this new community out in Boston Mills Road.
Well, this community is 55 plus. It's a luxury adult community, and it's really a tight-knit community. You get to know people. If you don't want to be social, you don't have to, but I have every program that you can think of, from making hats to art classes to having a wine and chocolate pairing to a beer tasting. And also, the nice thing about being on this whole campus, we have 16 acres, but we have Danbury on one side and you have Springwood. If you ever do need those services, it's so easy to have that transition, and you get to know all the people. It's not like they're just throwing you into a place that you don't know or understand.
So Springwood is very independent.
Very.
I mean, in all honesty, this is the elephant in the middle of the room. Even for us, we were like, wait a second, we're in our early 60s. And actually, thank you, Maureen at Velocity, because you're the one that told me. I was trying to figure out, we sold our house, we need somewhere short-term, month-to-month, and this just turned out to be perfect for us. But the hesitation for us was, ooh, this might be a little older than where we are. We're thrilled. You have created such an incredible community. Now, my husband's leaving for work each day. We're both working full time, so we're probably not as engaged during the week, during the day, but we've met residents. It is truly a community feel, and I think that's thanks to you and the others at Springwood. But yes, Danbury's there.
Right.
Because here's the thing, and I've done a lot of soul searching around Retirepreneur even, and this whole generational thing, and it's not so much about generations, it's life stages, and at certain life stages things progress, and aging, like I keep telling my husband, I'm like, okay, so we're not going to run a faster marathon 5 years from now, not that we're running them now, but you know what I mean, there's a gradual slowing down. And so it's nice to know, first of all, that is a very turnkey kind of place. It's very easy, having had a house and all the things that come with it. I think the big thing for us was just trying to winnow down our stuff, because we also discovered that your kids don't want your stuff. They love you, your stuff not so much.
Yeah, that downsizing
That's hard.
It seems to be the problem. People they get anxious because it's like all that stuff, and just the whole process of thinking about moving and transitioning to another place. But it's not as hard as you think, and we have a lot of people that help you out. And once you get there, every single person who lives there right now, which we're 50% filled, they will tell you, I wish I would have done it sooner.
Yep.
Because they're living. They are living.
And we wait for like a life event to make this happen, and I am noticing that many in the community chose it before it was ever even something. And let's talk about kind of some typical stories. So for us, it's the fast sell of a house. Are we unique? Do you see where people like our age, empty nesters, need a place to kind of hit their pause button for a while?
Yes, I do. We've had quite a few people come and look into living there because they either, like yourself, sold their house, or they bought a place and they're redoing it and they're going to stay there until, it's time to move in. Or even we have some people that maybe are moving there and knowing that one of their loved ones who lives with them may be transitioning over to Danbury eventually. So it's a safe haven there. They can be there together until maybe one person needs more care, and they can go to Danbury, or you can bring care in. So it's a wonderful place, and you have choices. If you make them now, then your kids don't have to make those choices for you then. That's a hard thing for children to make the choice for you to go to Danbury.
Versus proactively doing
exactly.
this. And I'm watching, so in any given day, I'm seeing, people are driving out and doing their thing, and they're just doing wonderful things. Where maybe there's more support needed, I see adult children coming to pick up their parents on a Sunday for dinner.
Yes.
It's just delightful. And then the campus itself, it's beautiful. I mean, you can look out now and see, you can see Lake Forest Country Club across the lake.
Yes.
So it's beautiful, it's clean, and there's a simplicity to it, but there's a warmth also.
And we have people that belong to that golf course, and they walk right over there, and they'll get picked up and go
tea time.
Golf. Yeah. It's whatever you want to do. If you want to go fishing, you want to go hiking, you want to go biking, these people are active. At any age, you're active.
Yeah.
I mean, we have people that are in their 70s or 80s, and they can do circles around me. I mean, it's a state of mind.
It totally is.
Yeah.
And what's really funny, so there was a point right before Election Day, you have your Jerry Talks, right? And one of the residents.
Yes.
And he's phenomenal. And he talked about the the Electoral College and
Yes.
some history on that. And it was fascinating. I mean, I popped down and I was just fascinated by it.
I mean, he captivates you. He is amazing at his talks. And I mean, he does that every week, every
Wow.
Tuesday. People, I mean, they look forward to that. We have all kinds of small groups. We have everything, like I said, from painting to happy hour to
There's a beer tasting I know my husband's
Yeah,
watching for. He's going
that's
to be looking
right.
for that one. So you know what, Tammy, we could go on for a while.
I know.
There's so much more to explore. So if people are watching this and they're intrigued and they want to take a closer look, what can
Yeah,
they do? Is
they
it
can give me a call.
kind of take a tour just like you did for
And
us?
we'll set up a private tour, and we'll follow all the guidelines to come in a tour. And I believe that you'll find what you're looking for, and you'll be thankful that you made that decision now instead of later.
Wonderful. And the website is springwood-living.com. Tammy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so
And thanks for
much,
all you did
Donna.
to help ease our transition, because
Yes.
you were amazing. And you know what? So I opened this show saying it was my first time back in the studio, and then here's the sad news. This is also my swan song for HCTV. It's been a few years of doing Retirepreneur TV, and I want to thank everyone here at HCTV. You guys were instrumental in helping me move into this new territory of video, and you had an abundance of patience and kindness in helping me navigate this. And let me tell everyone out there, if this topic of career paths, encore careers, is something that you're passionate about, maybe you're serving a group that is going down this road, I'd love to see this show continue on HCTV. So if you're interested, reach out to me, reach out to Barb, the station manager here at HCTV, and let's talk, because it's so funny. Even with a mask on during the pandemic, I'm shopping in downtown Hudson a few months ago, and somebody said, "Hey, aren't you that lady with the show on HCTV?" So people do watch and people do learn. So I want to thank you, my audience, for watching, for encouraging us, for your feedback, and I wish you all the best as you continue on the trail. And understand, I'm still out there. I'm just in Cincinnati, and I'm at retirepreneur.com. So thank you, everyone, for watching.